Episode 3
them things.
of What's the Fuss Wednesdays.
Yes.
This is actually 6. 3. Today, we are going to talk about what it means to date to marry, because I read a tweet. Anyways, I'll tell you about it. But what it means to date to marry, and we're also going to discuss being friends with your significant other's friends.
Yes.
And all the variations of that. So I read a tweet that basically said that the mindset of dating to marry is dangerous because people get in this I guess mode where they feel like anybody they're dating, they have to marry. Like, if they're with this person and they're, boyfriend and girlfriend, they gotta marry that person. Rather than, learning that person, growing with that person, seeing if this is somebody you actually wanna marry. They just kind of have this mindset where I'm dating to marry, so whoever I'm dating, I'm marrying them. And that is bad. I don't feel like that's the definition, or that's not my definition of dating to marry.
What's your definition of dating to marry?
I feel like dating to marry that's your intent. Like, you're not just out here playing around. You're not just laying up. You're not just having sex with, whoever. You're intentional with everything that you're doing. You're asking this person about their goals.
Right.
You're asking them about their family history. You're seeing what their intentions are. You're being very open from the jump. I feel like that is a really big part of being intentional about dating to marry, is being completely open from the jump. Don't wait. Now, and this is different for everybody, because I feel like certain people have to get comfortable with a person before they will open up to them.
Right.
And I feel like that's reasonable. Me personally, I would rather you just give me all of it right from the gate, because the way I look at it is like, I'm getting to know this person. Let's say you're giving me 30% of you. Let's just say that. I'm getting to know you. It's been 5 months, 6 months. And I'm thinking then you up it to 70%. And it's like, hey, I don't know who this is, but this isn't you from 6 months ago. And then by the time we get to 100%, I ain't even feeling this no more. And we've been rocking now for probably close to a year. And now you finally decide you want to just be who you really are. And now I'm like, well, shit, that was a waste of 365 days of my life. So I feel like it's more beneficial as adults. If you're calling yourself dating to marry, I feel like you should try to be as open as you can off the rip. And another part of dating to marry for me is being very willing to compromise, because that's something you're going to have to do in a marriage.
Right.
So if I'm, like, me personally, I don't want to have any more kids, like, at all. I'm good with my one. She's perfect. Got it right the first time. Don't need another one. # team one and done. But I'm not going to say that if I met somebody and he wanted kids and he's trying to put a ring on my finger, I'm not going to say realistically, no, I'm not having no more kids. Now, there are some people that are, there's certain things that you're going to just be, this is what it is, I'm not changing.
Right.
But I think a big part of dating to marry is being willing to compromise, even in the relationship stage, even in the talking or dating, whatever y'all call it. Because to me, talking and dating are not the same thing. But anyways, that's for another day.
For sure.
I feel like if you are dating somebody with the intention of building a foundation for marriage, you need to be already in the mindset that you're going to need to compromise or sacrifice or meet in the middle about certain things. And I feel like it's beneficial to have a list for yourself, whether that's in your head or on paper, of things that you're absolutely not gonna compromise, and things that given the right person you could compromise, and then things that you're just like you're open regardless. Like there's certain issues and certain aspects of a relationship that I absolutely will not tolerate. Point blank period. Inconsistency, won't do it. Not negotiable. Kids, we can discuss it. What foods I'm gonna cook for you even though I don't eat them, I don't care about that. Like it is what it is. So another big thing I think that people don't do, adults especially, is sitting down and really thinking about what you want realistically in a life partner. Regardless if you feel like this person that you're dating is going to be your life partner, whether you feel that way at that present time, you need to already have an outline of the things that you expect from someone that could be a potential life partner. Because if you don't, then you're with this person and you just start creating things that this person has to be and has to have. And that's when dating to marry, I feel like, gets dangerous, because you have unrealistic expectations of a person that you really don't even know. You're getting to know that person. And honestly, with every relationship that I've had, I'm not going to say a different person, but I've
evolved.
Yes.
Right.
I've turned into something higher than what I was when I met that person, because I don't date anybody that doesn't help me grow in some way. So I feel like you need to reevaluate yourself time and time again before you call yourself dating to marry. And it's not realistic for you to think that every person you date is going to be a candidate for marriage. That's just not. To me, that's setting yourself up for failure. Always. Because that's not going to happen. You're not going to date. Just because you're dating to marry does not mean every person you date is somebody that you need to consider marrying. If that makes sense. I hope that I'm saying that in a way that y'all can understand. But certain people you date, just like people say all the time, that people come and go in your life, in seasons. Just because you're dating somebody in the winter, that don't mean they're going to make it to the summer. Summer is not for relationships anyway.
So they don't make it through training camp.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
It's a vigorous process, and everybody doesn't make the cut. But that's also a conversation for another day. But I stand by my statement that you can date to marry without expecting that every person you date is going to be somebody that you could potentially marry. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think that's a safe statement to make.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, for the most part, I do agree with you. Like you said, I think in terms of dating and marriage, I think the biggest thing is communication. Cause I think naturally, females are more prone to off the gate to date for marriage opposed to males, and I think that conversation is big. Like if you're dating to marry, like you could be dating somebody who's in the process of still figuring out who they are, as a guy. And so if you're like upfront with them and you're like, okay, look, I'm dating to marry, they can be upfront with you and be like, okay, I'm not necessarily on that level. Not saying I won't get to that level or I'm not opposed to trying, but if they're open with you from jump saying, look, I'm not quite there yet, it at least gives you the chance to be like, you know what, I want to at least keep trying, see what this goes to, or just be like, you know what, nah, if he's not on my level, I can move on and go to another guy who's on the same wavelength as me.
Right.
So communication more than anything is the biggest thing to me. But yeah, dating to marriage, I think everything's like a step. It's like a prep phase. Like I think the talking or dating stage, whatever you call it, that is a prep for boyfriend, girlfriend, the actual relationship, right?
Right.
Just like the actual relationship should be a prep for the marriage. So I think some of the biggest things that people don't do, I know like from the relationships that I've been in, these are like conversations I never had because I was never dating to marry. back then. So like I never had conversations about stuff like, okay, what is your views on the way bills should be split? What is your view? I mean, well, I've had to talk with religion, but like, what is your religious, or what do you think of religiously? Like in the event that we have a kid, what are we gonna do religiously? Like, are we gonna have our kids going to church? All right, are you Christian? I'm Muslim or whatever. Like those are like big conversations. And I think when you're dating, those conversations are conversations that need to happen early on. That don't normally happen early on. They kind of happen where it's like, dang, I've already invested so much time in this person, and I kind of want to see it through. And by that time, you're already like the foundation for the relationship wasn't set. So like now you're almost setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
So that's just my view on it.
So what, besides those conversations, what have you changed about yourself from when you were dating, I guess just to be dating or, whatever, versus now? I'm assuming now you're at the dating to marry stage.
I think, another thing. I'm for sure, I can 100% say, I am not financially ready to be married. I can 100% say that.
Right.
No shame in my game at all.
Right.
But I can say now in terms of dating, I think now I'm more in a mature enough stage to be able to, I guess, I don't want to word this because I don't want to word this the wrong way. Like, I now know what I'm looking for in a lifetime partner, per se. Or at least I think I know.
I was going to say, do you
Yeah,
or do you feel like you know?
I feel like I know
Okay.
what I'm looking for in terms of a lifetime partner. And so, like, now I can better evaluate those things when I'm dating or I'm in the process of dating.
In my opinion, and I'm sure that everybody feels differently about this, I don't feel like you know what you're looking for in a life partner until you find it.
Sure.
And I stand by that because even when I was in high school, I didn't necessarily know what it meant to date to marry at that time because I was so young. But in my head, I always was thinking, like, is this somebody I can see myself with, like, you know what I'm saying, later down the line? I've never been the type of person to just be willy-nilly laying around and spending my money and time and effort, and I'm not going to do that. I can just be single for that. But I never stopped having that mindset. It's grown over time. I was young and dumb, didn't know anything, but I knew eventually I wanted to be married, have a family, have kids, etc., the whole nine. Now, being an adult, I look at things much differently as far as getting to that point. So it takes me a lot longer to like somebody. I already am really, really distant when it comes to emotional shit. I don't do that well. So now, knowing what I know and having friends that are married, having my mom that was married for, over 10 years, and other various examples of marriage that I've seen, it's really hard for me to like somebody, like really deep like them, because I think about so many different things when I'm with that person, and when they leave me, I'm analyzing constantly, like, can I deal with that for the rest of my life, like until I die every single day? Can I do that? Probably not. I probably can't. So I really believe that you don't know what you really need, because you can know what you want in a life partner. I know what I want in a life partner.
For sure.
I do. I know what I want. I've been knowing that.
Needing is different.
But needing is very different because, like, for instance, now I have a daughter. There are things that I needed now from my significant other that I didn't necessarily need before I had her. And I'm not speaking financially because she's good. But just other aspects of a relationship that I didn't necessarily care about before that I definitely have to have now. So I think as you get older, the definition of dating to marry changes. But I don't think it should ever be something where you're literally only dating people with the intention of marrying them. Like that can't be your tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately you're blocking your blessings. That's the biggest issue. Because there's a lot of I'm not gonna say a lot. There's a few men that I've dated that I realized weren't right for me relationship wise, but they were great friends, or they were great mentors, or they were great, listeners. Every woman, every woman, man, doesn't matter. You need people in your life that are good listeners. Right. Like you can just talk to them about stuff. Right. And various other, roles. People play different roles in your life. So if you're dating and all you're thinking about is marriage, you're consuming yourself with that, you're really not giving yourself a chance to thoroughly get to know a person and find out what their role is in your life. So, I'm not saying that you should lighten up or, lower your standards or anything like that. If you're dating to marry, that's what you're doing. I'm dating to marry, obviously, 25. But I don't think that you should let that cloud your judgment as far as seeing the whole picture of a person. Because humans in general are so dynamic. I'm not the same person with X number 1 as I was with X number whatever, X number 3 or 4 or 5. I haven't had that many. But I don't like people. But you can't, I think it's really dangerous to close yourself in this box of like, I gotta get to marriage with this person. I've gotta get there. It'll come. Some kind of way, it'll come. Maybe not with that person, but if you get too deep into it, then when you move on from that person, you're still really there. You know what I'm saying? Like a part of you is still there because you got into it so deep and invested yourself so much in this marriage thing that you can't even really move on all the way. And now every relationship you have after that is a fail because you're really still holding on to some shit from, way back when. Right. Not intentionally, but it's just because you invested so much of your energy and I mean, it gets really deep. You think about marriage, it's, I heard this freaking, and I hate to even bring this up, but this Wale song that I love so much.
Right. How's it go?
In the very beginning of the song, it's not Wale, but he's talking to this guy. I don't know who the guy is, but he's saying, he says, so you never really know when you're ready for marriage. And he's like, no, marriage is like a roller coaster. You're on your way up and you're like, oh, this is fun. And then you get to the top and you're like, oh, this is great. And then you're on the way down and it's like, oh, shit. Yeah. And that's really how I feel that it is. I feel like it's just a never ending, just up and down, up and down. And I don't feel like you can really prepare for that by having your sole focus in a person be marriage. You need to broaden yourself and get to know them as a person, as a friend. If they're a brother or sister, you need to analyze how they are with their brothers and sisters, with their parents. What kind of, are they respectful to their parents? Do they check on them? How often do they talk to them? Even how they treat animals. That sounds so minute, but it really is important because all of that stuff contributes to the character of that person. And if you're so focused on marriage, you miss a lot of that, I think. Because in my experience, like when I got out of college the first time, because I'm back in it now, I feel like that was me. I was so focused on, okay, I gotta find a husband, that I really didn't give myself a chance to know these people that I was hanging out with and taking to meet my mom and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was a big waste of time. And I really don't think people should do that. I feel like it's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for them because ultimately, if y'all are both those type of people that are, your sole focus is marrying this person, that's how you end up in an unhappy marriage, and you end up settling because it's like, oh well, this person, he wants to get married too, and I'm trying to get married, so we're just gonna get married.
For sure.
Now we're just married.
For sure.
We're not in love.
Yeah, and that's trash.
It's so trash. Mm-hmm. The thought of that makes me want to throw up. The thought of being committed to, because I don't believe in divorce. The thought of being committed for the rest of my life, the rest of my time on this earth, mm-hmm. with somebody I am not in love with. You're not going to be happy to see this person every day. You're not going to be in love every single day. You're just not. That's just a fact. But the foundation, like you said earlier, the foundation has got to be there. Right. And I don't feel like you can build a foundation with somebody when all you're thinking about is marriage.
Okay. I guess it pertains to me. I'm going to say that a lot. I'm going to have a shirt that says as it pertains to me. I think for
we
me.
need to get hats that say that.
For sure. Oh, you speak. Oh, I got a hat for next time. Our next show, I got a hat. Oh, I got a hat.
Oh, God.
You're going to love it.
I already don't.
Yes,
I already don't.
Yes,
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, please
You're
don't.
Love it. But, okay, I think for me, the biggest thing, more than anything, like, if I'm going to be with somebody till death do us part. I know, right? Crazy. Till death do us part. The biggest thing for me is, dog, we got to be best friends.
First.
We have to be best friends.
First.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Yes. That is what I'm working on trying to build. Like,
yes.
if I can go a full day without talking to you and be perfectly fine,
we cannot get married.
We're
I'm so glad you
not
said that,
Nick.
Nick.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
What is it?
That's me trying not to get angry. Mm-hmm. Why do y'all think?
Oh my God! Oh shit! Oh my God! I just feel the aura of 1,000 angry women just staring down at me right now. Like, why do y'all think? Oh my God! Sheesh! What did I do?
Oh my God! Nothing yet.
Oh man.
Why do y'all think that we are doing the most when we make a scene, or not even make a scene, when we just mention the fact that we haven't heard from you all day? But what you just said says to me that I have a valid concern. Do you have?
All right. So, it could be a plethora of reasons. It depends on the individual, as it pertains to me. As it pertains to me, if somebody hits me up and they're like, "Yo, why haven't I heard from you all day?" Truthfully, more than likely, I'm really, really enjoying myself, or I'm letting loose, like I'm getting a lot of stuff off my mind, and really, like, it's just me being free, and that could be a sign that maybe they don't feel you the way you think they feel you. That's that bittersweet truthness stuff that a lot of people don't like. Like, it comes a little package you get at Walmart, you put it in your water, just
okay.
Just shake it up.
But when I say that, and this is not a real situation, this is like situations I've had. Oh, okay. They're not hypothetical. I mean, it's things that I've actually been through.
Okay.
When I say something like, like that, like, obviously, I'm really not that important to you. If you can go an entire 24 hours without talking to me. I posted something like this on my Facebook. Mm-hmm. That's what made me bring it up.
Right.
If you can go 24 hours without talking to me, no text, no call, no email, like nothing, I don't hear from you at all. First of all, I think you're dead. I'm going to assume you're dead. You gotta be dead for you to not contact me for an entire 24 hours. That's the first thing. Second, I feel like I'm not that important to you. I can't be. If you want an entire day, an entire day. I'm not saying like, you were at work, you went and worked out, you played the game, you laid down and went to sleep. Nowhere in that time did you like, oh, let me just make sure she's good. Let me make sure I let her know that I'm alive. Like, none of that crossed your mind. But when I say that, like, I'm not that important to you, it's you petty. You childish. How? How? Just because you don't care if you hear from me in a 24-hour period, that doesn't affect you. You still feel the same about me after not hearing from me for 24 hours. I don't.
Okay. You know, it's so crazy because I'm not even gonna put her out there like that. Cause I know a female who, like, I do certain stuff, right? And she'd be on the money. She'd be like, you know what, you're doing this to me because of such and such and such. And she'd be 100% right with it. But it's not even the fact that she was right with it that bothered me. What bothered me is I hated somebody else being like, this is what you're doing. And I'd be like, nah, like, it's not what I'm doing if I don't say it's what I'm doing. It's like, for somebody, like, okay, let's say I'm walking down the street, right? And I'm hopping down the street, right, on my left foot. And somebody's like, yo, you're hopping on your left foot. No, I don't want you to tell me I'm hopping on my left foot. Let me be the one to be like, yo, I'm hopping on my left foot. So, like, if I'm not feeling you or whatever, or I don't feel you that way, I don't want you to be like, you don't feel me that way. I'd rather me be the one to be like, you know what, I'm kind of just not feeling you this way. So I think that's where the problem comes in.
So why don't y'all do that then?
Well, okay, well, hold on. Okay, so...
Well, at this, I mean,
I got
you have to, I mean, your representation.
I got you. Remember that bittersweet thing I was telling you about? All right, now, Pete. A lot of times, we won't necessarily say it because we feel like if we do say it, what we currently have will get ruined. And we don't necessarily want it to get ruined, but it's like sometimes, not all females, some females really can't take the truth. Like when they hear the truth, like all hell breaks loose, and it's like, when I necessarily, like, okay, I might not necessarily feel this type of way about you, but it doesn't mean I don't still care about you. You know what I mean? Like okay, if I go a full day without talking to you, maybe I don't care about you on that level yet, but that doesn't mean I don't care about you in general. Okay. And I don't know what we got. Like, shit is dope.
I mean, what do we have though?
I mean, that depends on the people.
I'm saying in this situation, we went 24 hours without talking. What do we have?
Okay, we could be hanging out, having casual sex with each other, just this, that, and the fourth. But you want a relationship or whatever, right? I might not be there yet. Might not be there yet in terms of relationship, but it doesn't mean I don't still want us to keep doing what we're doing.
So you have to want to. Okay, so you're telling me that you have to be in a relationship to talk every day?
Not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to be in a relationship, but that's another thing. Like, that could be like a prep thing. Because, okay, just like you alluded to, you already have to communicate with them every day. If I'm not communicating with you every day, I might not be there yet. Doesn't mean I'm not working on it. Doesn't mean, like, it's a process. I just might not be there yet. 1,000 angry women just, goodness gracious.
It just really bothers me because it doesn't make sense for you to tell me that you're feeling me so tough and, you know, whatever else you bullshit you've been spitting.
I like what we got.
And I like what we got going. What do we have going if you can go 24 hours without talking to me? Because whatever it is, it's not what I'm trying to... It's not what I'm trying to do.
And it might not be... See, and that's another thing. It might not necessarily be what you're trying to do. But see, but that's another... Okay, like, just like you just said, it's not what I'm trying to do. Now, if I tell you, yo, I'm not feeling you just like that, would I risk... Now, I'm just speaking hypothetical. I'm not talking about me personally. But if I tell you the truth, like, yo, I'm not feeling that, I risk losing everything. Like what we have to the guy's point of view could be like, you know what? We hang out. We have casual sex. Maybe, potentially, I could see myself being there in a relationship. That is gone. You don't have nothing. So you went from having that solidness right there. Now it's just gone. And it's just like, damn. What the hell? Like, you risk losing that. Because, like, I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to, like, if I was in that situation, I don't want to lose that.
Okay, well, if you lose it, then that means you don't need it. Obviously, if in my mind, if you come to me, or let's just say I come to you, we haven't talked in a whole day. I'll wait till the next day because I'm not going to be the reason why we talk. If I'm not going to do it. So I wait till the next day and I'm like, so what's up? We didn't talk all day yesterday. What's up with that? Mm-hmm. And you know, oh, I was busy. Oh, I was, you know, whatever. Of course, you're an adult. You're busy. You have things to do. That's great. Mm-hmm. It takes literally 5 seconds to text me and say, hey, I'm busy. I'm going to hit you later on. I've heard from you. I know you're alive and well. I know that everything's good. We're still good. Bet. Because in this day and age, 24 hours, you got to have a whole new bitch. Ooh. A whole new girlfriend. I'm gonna edit that out. I'm gonna edit that out. You can have a whole new girlfriend in 24 hours. I mean, and that's just me being real. So I feel like if we have that kind of conversation and it leads me to be like, okay, well, I'm not fucking with you at all no more. I probably wasn't really just fucking with you like that anyway. And that's just cold hard facts. Because if that's all it takes for me to be like, all right, I'm not fucking with you no more, we didn't need to be doing whatever we was doing anyways. Because if I really am rocking with somebody for real and you go a day without talking to me, yeah, I'm gonna be irritated. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make a scene about it, but I'm gonna let you know, like, that's unacceptable for me. So if you're trying to continue talking to me, Courtney Hicks, you're gonna have to regulate that. Point blank period. So if that leads to us not talking, so be it. But I don't feel like if you're really feeling somebody, I don't care if it's a man or a woman, you're not going to stop talking to them from not hearing from them for one day. But what I don't want you to do is for you to try to make me feel like I'm unreasonable for wanting you to at least, like, make your presence known in a 24-hour period. Like, Obama can hit Michelle up, and they got plenty of things to do. I can guarantee you, I'm willing to bet my life, they have not gone a full 24-hour period without talking since the day they met.
That's a horrible
No, it's not.
Comparison.
No, it's not.
Yes,
no,
it's
not.
It's
no, it's not. Because at one point, they were a regular man and woman.
Okay.
They were not always president and first lady.
Okay.
They were regular people from wherever in Chicago. Okay. So I said that to say it's not unreasonable for me to expect a regular man to do that. Point blank period. Obama was a regular man at one point. And Michelle was a regular woman. So you need to tell me, if he can do it, your ass can't do it?
No, but the difference is they was on that same page to be like, look, we want this, we're working towards this. We might not necessarily be on that same page.
But that's what I'm saying. If we're talking about dating to marry, I'm not going to be dating somebody that isn't on the same page as me, period. So if supposedly we've had this conversation and we're on the same page.
That changes everything.
No, it doesn't change. No, it doesn't.
No, I'm saying if you're, I'm saying it changes in the sense I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
Like, damn, like, shit. I'm like, if you're on the same page, that's different.
Yes, I mean, all of this is assuming that if we're talking about dating to marry, which we both said that we're both doing, then there's no reason in a 24-hour period I don't hear from you once. There's just no reason for it. And damn sure, if I've hit your line and you haven't responded in 24 hours,
I'm not feeling you. If you hit my line and I don't respond to you, I'm not feeling you. I'm chill.
Anyways, wrapping that up before I get irritated.
Wrapping it up.
I want please wrap it up.
What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about that?
Just wrap it all up. Wrap everything up.
Just talking about Christmas present.
You're childish.
No,
you're childish. So anyways, Nick brought up yesterday, apparently he had a conversation with his friend boys about being friends with your significant other's friends. I am on the fence about this because I feel like there are certain situations where it's acceptable for me to be friends with your friends that I met through you.
See, for me, personally, if I'm dating a female, right, and I got goofy friends, I got childish friends.
Childish.
That's how you feel?
They're my niggas, though. They're my niggas, but they are childish. Nick is childish.
No, I'm not. I'm very material. Chef, with that being said, if I have a homie, right, or I'm dating a chick, right, and my homies are on social media, whatever. They're clowning, doing this, that, and forth. The last thing I want to do is get in the comment sections and see my girl. I don't want to see that shit. What? Like, yo, like, nah, fam. Like,
but you brought me around them. You brought them around me.
That's fine. Okay, now, Pete, that's fine. We can be cordial. Don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, speak, you know, have that certain rapport built up. That's fine. But what I don't want to see is, like, because in my humble opinion, I think, as it pertains to me, I think in terms of pulling a female, the quickest way to pull a female is to make her laugh. What I don't want is my girl on my friend's status. Oh my God, you're so hilarious. I don't want that, because what that tells me is he can have you. If he truly wanted to, he can get you. That's what that says to me. Oh nah, fam. No. We could be cool. Like for me personally, if my friends, unless I already know the female, if my homies start dating a female, I would never add them on social media unless they try to add me first. And even with that, I'm not commenting on none of their statuses. I'm not doing none of that. They can have that. We're chilling. Like when I see you, hey, what's up? How's everything going? Bet, cool, for sure. Leave it at that. That's me.
I think that there are limits as far as like the social media thing. I think there's certain whatever, but like I feel like it's unreasonable for you to expect me to, like, I'm gonna be who I am.
Okay.
And if I'm around, like, this is a prime example. His roommate. Okay, I met Juice through Nick, obviously, but that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really my nigga, like in real life. Mm-hmm. And you know that that's a fact. Don't even say.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so if we're sitting around anywhere, if we're at the house, let's say it's me, him, and Juice. Me and Juice can be having a whole conversation without Nick. Like, not that he's not there, because obviously I wouldn't be there if he wasn't there. But I'm just saying, like, we can have a whole conversation, we can laugh and shit. That shouldn't be uncomfortable for you if this is somebody that you brought me around.
Okay, another different kind. Let me. This is my fault for not putting this in there. For that situation, that is different, because for one, we don't date, but for two, you have years of knowing Juice. I'm dating a brand new female who doesn't know none of my homies.
I was brand new at one point, though, is what I'm saying.
What, 12 years ago?
Okay, it doesn't matter. At one point, I was brand new. So at that point, we were laughing and talking, and there was no problem with it.
We boyfriend, girlfriend? It changes everything. That changes man.
I just really think I think that is bullshit. I think that's bullshit, because
I'm not saying you can't not be friends with him, but what I am saying is, what I don't want to see is anytime he's doing something, like he's all over social media, I don't want to see you all over his comment section and shit.
Obviously, what I'm saying is, I feel like there are certain men that are like way, and girls too, that are way too stiff, like, about it. Like, if you don't want me to be friends with your friends, don't bring me around them. Point blank, period. Because if they're cool, like, now I'm not gonna say that I'm just friends with all my, no. If they're cool, if we sitting around, if we all, talking about whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? If they're cool, we all laughing, chilling, especially if it's somebody that you're constantly around. So, like, whenever I come over, they're usually there. I feel like it's not unreasonable to assume that at some point we're gonna be friends. I'm not calling this nigga's phone. I don't have his phone number. I'm not DMing him or anything like that. But if he's around, you know what I'm saying, and we all kicking it, or even if, whatever the situation is, that we're all in the same place, I don't feel like you should feel a way about me laughing at his jokes or like some weird. I just think that's very weird and insecure, in my personal opinion. And I feel like it's insecure when girls do it too. My thing is, me, the way I am, I haven't always had friends that I was comfortable bringing around my significant other. I haven't always had that. I used to fool with some shady bitches. Now I can confidently say any girl I bring around, we're solid. We're good. She's not checking for my nigga at all. By any means, I know that for a fact. She's not letting him follow her on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I already know that. But if we're cool, like all of us are cool, like we've all went drinking together, we've hung out. I'm not tripping on my dude adding my homegirl. If you don't know her, is this somebody you just seen in a picture? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody you've met once, like just on some high and by shit? Yeah, we have a fucking problem. If you're adding her on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, we have a serious problem. But if this is somebody that you've continuously been around, and especially if we've been together for a while, I'm not tripping about that shit. Like, I feel like if you don't want your significant other being friends with your friends, one of two things. You don't trust your bitches or your male friends, or you don't trust your significant other. And I'm not going to be in a relationship if I don't trust this person, and I trust my friends with my life. So either you need to get new friends or you need to get a new nigga. Point blank period.
I don't put nothing past nobody. Don't put nothing past nobody.
You don't trust your friends?
It's not that I don't trust them, but I don't put nothing past nobody.
I put all that past my friends. I know my friends would never. My friends, maybe y'all got some questionable friends. My friends are solid. My friends. And I will take that to my grave. I would die for my homegirls. Like my close homegirls, I really would.
Don't get twisted. For sure. Like, of course, I feel the same way. Of course, I die for like the people in my life. I for sure die for. Oh, sure, but that's not to say that there's not the possibility out there. Like, I don't put nothing past nobody. Like, bruh, okay, cool. Like you said, is there a certain level of insecurity? Sure. That's fine. That's fine. That is perfectly fine with me.
Did you just admit that you're insecure?
Yeah. Who doesn't have certain levels of insecurity? You know what I'm saying?
Not about my close friends.
Not necessarily. Okay, put it like this. What I'm saying is, my nigga, y'all are cool based off of me. What I don't want to see, I don't want to see you all over his stuff. Like, is that a problem?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't say that wasn't a problem. I acknowledge that that is not cool. Like,
and I'm not saying no, don't be friends. Like, of course I want y'all to be cordial. What I'm saying is, if every time I see one of my friends doing something, I don't want to see you all over them for what they're doing. Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I understand that. But what I was more so referring to is the men that like feel away if you like laugh at a nigga's jokes or something. Like, it was funny. Why are you so jealous? I can't, like, even if I don't say anything on the post, I just put the laughing reaction and you on my line. Are you serious?
I'm not getting on your line just because you put the laugh reaction. What I'm saying is, okay, let's say my homeboy has 20 posts in one day and you on 19 of them. That's a problem.
Okay.
That's a problem.
That's common sense. Obviously, but that's not what I'm talking. You're talking about blatant, like, anybody with common sense knows that that's a problem. What I'm saying is, in general, like, just like commonplace. Like, I've been in situations where I've literally been out drinking with my boyfriend and his friends somewhere he invited me to, knowing I didn't have any other homegirls with me to, even the feel, nothing like that. We just all chilling, hanging out, we all drinking. We get home and now we gotta have a whole conversation about me laughing at whoever's jokes. Why? Why do we have to do that? Why would you even bring me around your friends if you knew that you didn't want to see me socialize with them? You expect me to just sit on the couch and, I can't talk. What the fuck is that? We grown ass people.
That for sure is different.
That's dumb. That is so dumb to me. And women do it too. You expect to invite your boyfriend over and have him there in the house and not interact with other people. Like, for a lot of people, anything past the like, hey, how you doing is a problem. He's sitting in your house. We're all sitting in your house, and you expect us to not. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's dumb. Just in my personal opinion. I feel like as adults, you know when you should know where to draw the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna just be sitting here continuously, like, asking questions to keep a conversation going. Like, if we're just organically talking and you ask me a question or I ask you a question and we talk, okay, cool, we talked, then now it's over. Or if we talk and it leads to something, another conversation, that's cool too. But I'm not gonna intentionally keep the conversation going. I'm just not gonna do that. But for you to feel a way about me just having casual conversation with, I just think that's dumb.
Casual conversation is completely different. And you also crazy. I want to say so much stuff to you, but I can't. I can't say on camera. I can't say on camera. It's a conversation we can definitely have off camera. Cause man, so crazy. Like, and I'm working on this. Man, I can't say specific situations because they'll watch and they'll know who I'm talking about. Like, yeah, like,
no, I feel you.
Yeah, so like,
yeah.
Man.
Well, he definitely gonna know who I'm talking about, but I don't think he would watch this anyways.
Hey, man, it's crazy how that happens, episode 3 was brought to you by Black Men Don't Cheat. Hashtag Black Men Don't Cheat.
Oh
we
God.
just put that out there. We need y'all to understand. Like y'all hear it, but y'all don't understand. We need y'all to understand. Black men don't cheat.
I like the fact that you guys message me about things, but the only way that you can get a perspective from me and Nick is if you comment.
Facts. Big facts.
So you should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about what whoever is gonna say, because I will block people that get ignorant. But this was episode 3. Oh, we didn't even title this.
No, it's okay. You know what? Let's just title it "Black Men Don't Cheat" because that would be beautiful.
Wow,
Think about
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Think about it, like it makes sense.
It'll be untitled if that's the case.
Why?
Because y'all do.
Not.
Y'all do cheat.
Not.
Anyways.
Who have I ever cheated on? Bam.
Episode 3. What's the fuss? Wednesdays.